please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the fire chief to make a moment of silence.
I'd ask that you remain standing for a moment of silence for Don Buzz Velzy. Don was the fire police captain in Dunkirk for over 25 years and a loyal member to the Dunkirk Fire Department and Hose Company number 2. Thank you.
Certification of prior meetings. Resolution dispensing with reading of the minutes.
This is to certify that an official copy of the minutes of the Common Council meeting of Tuesday, August 15, 2017, was presented to the mayor on Friday, August 25, 2017. Pursuant to Section 3.03 of the Dunkirk City Charter, all items presented to the mayor are now in full force and effect. In witness whereof, I have hereto set my hand and seal of the city of Dunkirk, New York, on this 5th day of September, 2017.
Can I have a motion? Councilman Gonzalez, second. Councilman Williams.
Councilmember Williams? Aye. Councilmember Lamonto? Aye. Councilmember Gonzalez? Aye. Councilmember Shikawa?
Aye. Before moving on to number 3, I need a motion from the floor appointing me as acting councilwoman at large for today's meeting. Can I have a first? Councilman Williams, second. Councilman Bamonto.
Councilmember Williams? Aye. Councilmember Lamonto? Aye. Councilmember Gonzalez?
Aye.
Reading of privilege of the floor regulations.
The privilege of the floor shall be extended to any person appearing for themselves, in which case the individual shall be limited to 3 minutes, and to any person representing a group who shall be limited to 5 minutes. When recognized, please stand and state your name and address. The city clerk shall have the duty of maintaining such time limits, and the councilwoman may determine in her discretion whether individuals are speaking for themselves or representing groups. Councilwoman Shikawa shall maintain good order and may require any speaker to cease speaking if remarks are made in bad taste or are slanderous or non-germane to any action taken or contemplated by council. The time limits specified above shall be strictly adhered to, except that a speaker may be allowed to complete a statement or thought started before such time had expired.
Privilege of the floor is now open. Anybody wishing to speak?
Good evening. Jim Fisher with Revitalize Dunkirk. I just have a few quick announcements of our upcoming happenings. Sunday, the 17th of September, we're having our next and last BYOC of the summer at the Lighthouse, starting about 6:30. And there will be tours of the Lighthouse available after 6 o'clock at a discounted rate. Also, our next monthly meeting for Revitalize Dunkirk is September 21st at 6:30 down at the incubator. We'd like to see everybody come and join us, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Is there anybody else wishing to speak? Hearing none. Oh.
I'm Mike Civiletto, 138 Ruggles Street. As a resident of the 4th Ward, I talked to Vince Horrigan about the old steel plant at on Roberts Road and about how it hasn't been taken care of. I understand that that's where our cold storage facility project is going to go. But when I asked Mr. Horrigan about what type of cleanup he had in mind and when that was going to be, he said, well, we're going to have to wait for the brownfielding, and it could be a year to a year and a half. I don't know if that's right on schedule or what. I didn't think that was an acceptable response and asked him if there's anything we could do to secure that site, not only for kids getting in there, but also just to clean it up, because it does look pretty deplorable. And I got the response that there really wasn't any plans. So my request is to any city official, be it councilperson or department head, to see if there's any way that we could get the county to clean that up before the brownfielding happens. It's been a mess for quite a few years, and I understand it's not the city's responsibility, but I think the citizens of the Fourth Ward would really appreciate it, and the citizens of the city as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Anybody else wishing to speak? Privilege of the floor is now closed. Communications from the mayor, including disapproval messages.
Just have 3 quick announcements for you. The Point Gracia Park improvements. In the fall of last year, Senator Kathy Young announced the award of $500,000 for improvements to Point Gracia Park. After a detailed application process and review, the city has received notification that the funds for these improvements will be officially released to the city within the next 2 weeks. The city will be going out for bid on the construction at the point shortly, which aligns nicely with the funding allocation from the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York. All improvements to the park are estimated to be complete by the end of this fall season. The waterfront development at Burgess property on Thursday, August 31st, the City of Dunkirk, with the help of DLDC, CCIDA, and the New York State Attorney General's Office, were able to secure the closing of the Burgess property on Lakeshore Drive West with local marina operator Charles Pringle. This closing not only opens up a huge opportunity for new development on the waterfront, but also removes a large liability for the City of Dunkirk. Our Planning and Development Department looks forward to working with Mr. Pringle on his plans for the future development of this site. And thirdly, the First-Time Homebuyers Program. The CDBG-funded First-Time Homebuyer Program has helped a Dunkirk resident purchase their first home. 2 more Dunkirk residents are signed up for the program and are working with CRIC through the closing process. The program provides down payment and closing cost assistance to first-time home buyers who have incomes at or below 80% of the area median income. The program is managed by the local nonprofit, the Chautauqua Home Rehabilitation and Improvement Corporation. The program is still accepting applications for individuals who are interested and who qualify. Those interested can contact Myra Alvarado, Homeownership Counselor at CRIC, or Matthew Bork, Community Development Planner for the City of Dunkirk. And I also just want to respond to the comments made here by Mr. Civiletto. The county has been working with the city, with myself, and trying to bring the cold storage warehouse there to that site. But just as importantly, there is a plan in place to do the cleanup there, and that is also part of the process that we're trying to complete now with the cold storage warehouse developers. So at this time, I don't have the liberty to go into further details. However, that issue is being addressed by both the county and the city collaboratively. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Moving on to number 6, communications from the public and petitions.
Prior notice from Maria Rios for deteriorating asphalt surrounding a manhole cover in front of 325 Link Street.
Any discussion? If not, I need a first. No, that wouldn't be received. That's number 5. I need a motion to refer to the appropriate departments as well as approve, subject to appropriate insurances and usual conditions. First by Marty Bamanto, second by Mr. Williams.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilmember Shikawa?
Aye.
Request from SUNY Fredonia for permission to hold the beach cleanup at Point Gratiot on September 16, 2017 from 12 p.m. until 2 p.m.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I need a motion to refer to the appropriate departments as well as approve, subject to appropriate insurances and usual conditions. Councilman Bamanto, second by Councilman Gonzalez.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Shakawa.
Aye.
Request from the 716th Finest Car Club of Dunkirk, New York for permission to hold their first car show on October 7, 2017 at Point Gratiot.
Any discussion? I need a motion to refer to the appropriate departments as well as approve, subject to appropriate insurances and usual conditions.
So moved.
First by Councilman Williams, second by Councilman Gonzalez.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Shakawa.
Aye.
Notice of petition and request for judicial intervention from Dunkirk Acquisitions LLC.
Any discussion? I need a motion to refer to the appropriate departments as well as approve. Nope, we're going to scratch that last part. Refer to the appropriate departments. First by Councilman Williams.
Motion to receive and file.
No, that's number 5.
4 and 5.
Second by Councilman Bamanto.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Shakawa.
Aye.
Notice of claim from Maria Rios for injuries allegedly sustained as a result of a fall on August 8, 2017 in front of 325 Link Street.
This will be received and filed.
Loudspeaker application from Charles Tabor on behalf of the Benefit for Shane Grisanti to use a DJ and band at the First Ward Falcons Club, 342 Lakeshore Drive East on October 7, 2017 from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I need a motion to refer to the appropriate departments as well as approve, subject to appropriate insurances and usual conditions.
So moved.
First by Councilman Williams, second by Councilman Bamanto.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Shakawa.
Aye. Reports of standing committees, boards, and commissions.
Randy, on East Cedar Street, there's a turnaround where the dead end is, and the gentleman that lives closest to it has been calling and asking if we could clean that out some. There's some trees going up through the guide rail and stuff like that. He was wondering if we could get that cleaned out. I think we've been there a couple times, and he still calls and says that it's not good. If you could take a look at it and see what's there and stop. It's the one right there. He's got people that pull into his driveway and turn around instead of using the turnaround at the end there, so he'd like that cleaned out and fixed up a little bit if we could, please. Mayor, do you have any update on Athenex or NRG? I think you might have something on at least one.
With reference to Athenex, they are expecting, my understanding is they're expecting to do a groundbreaking ceremony sometime this month. I thought it would be within the first 2 weeks of the month. So that's all I have as far as an update for Athenex. My understanding is that they do have plans to bring their executives from all over the world, like Japan and China, here for the groundbreaking ceremony. And as far as NRG, as of yet, I have no further update than what we already know.
Okay. I just heard for the Athenex thing is that the governor wanted like those houses down and the brush cleared out before he'd be coming down for shovels in the ground. I know there's a lot of people out there that are skeptical that since not much is happening, so just want to keep it out there that it is moving forward, and sooner or later they will be there for the groundbreaking. Then also, Mark or Chris, if you guys can give us an update on the audit.
The audit is, they're saying that the annual update document to the controller's office should be done within 2 weeks, and then a audit report, at least a draft, within a month. They're
Okay. Just, and we got a later start on that, so that's why it's this late, because it's been usually
just-
around July.
I think because they're a new CPA firm
Okay,
working on it, they're doing their due diligence to make sure everything's correct to their standards, so it's taking them a little longer.
Okay. What about the other report from the other group that's doing the books? We have the audit and then.
From Luann?
And, yeah. and the
Luann had just been
bookkeeping.
assisting with getting the books up to date,
Okay.
so we've just been using her as needed.
All right, she's not gonna give a report as to what she's found anywhere or anything?
I do not believe so, I do not.
Okay. All right, that's all I have.
Councilman Bamanto?
Thank you. Randy, I see the sinkhole is fixed on Swan Street near the middle school. Thank you very much for getting that done. Are we done dealing with that for now?
We are. The thanks really go to our city attorney, the mayor, and yourself, and the whole team, and plus the homeowner. He had some issues that we helped resolve, and we got a good contractor there to help him get it done. So we wanted to get it done before school came. We did.
Thanks, guys. Mayor, is the picnic at the Point this coming weekend?
Yes, it is. I
me
forgot to
some
mention
details.
that. Picnic at the Point is this coming weekend, and it's on Sunday. There's going to be bounce houses for kids. They usually have some hamburgers or hot dogs, and live music. A couple bands that'll be there too. And it's on our Facebook page. As far, it's all the information is on the Facebook page.
Okay. Thank you. I just have a couple of recreation updates. The men's flag football league will be starting this Sunday. All games will be played at the high school. And the men's slow pitch league is going on right now. They play 5 nights a week. All games are at the stadium, and they play until the end of the first week in October. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Gonzalez?
First of all, I'd like to commend the mayor, the economic development people, and also the attorney with the Burgess property. That's something huge in our city that was looming over our heads, and we finally got that settled. And I commend them for taking initiative and getting this done quickly. Also, where are we with the Wright Park amenities? Where are we with that?
I can speak to that. We're going through the design phase with that, with our consultants, and we should be wrapping up and getting materials ready to go out to bid so that we can get construction started on that, so.
Yeah, because I've been asked, we said we were gonna start sometime this fall,
Yep,
and hopefully we are still on track for that.
yep, we're on track, and we're on track to be done with that by everyone being able to utilize the park by Memorial Day of next year, so we're on track, yep.
All right, we'll have the economic development meeting on the 19th at 4 p.m., which will have more details in regards to the Wright Park amenities, and also hopefully we'll have information on the Phoenix, hopefully by then. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. For myself, Randy, Hoyt Street.
We were going to start digging and putting the extended water line in today. We had a sudden storm last night and we got rescheduled. So,
Okay.
but the crew has started putting material up there, and we have a nice shared service agreement already in place with the county to pave that once we get the water line in. So the street supervisor and the supervisor at the county level in Sheridan are ready to go as soon as we're ready to go, and that should happen fairly soon.
Thank you. I also got a call, actually last week before the storm, that there's a resident at 115 Mullet Street that has 2 trees out in front of the house that are of concern. I did not have a chance to check those out, but if you could send somebody and then let me know where they fall on the list, or if they're already on the list possibly, I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
Mayor, where do we stand with the dog park? I know we approved the location a few meetings ago, and
I can speak to that.
Sure.
Councilwoman, the attorney for the landowner, Rebecca and I sent a copy of the draft lease. He just emailed me Friday with some notes on it. I think we're ready to go. Very few edits that have to be made.
Okay.
So we should hopefully have that signed probably by week's end.
great. Thank you very much. I've gotten quite a few calls of people wanting to know, so. And then lastly, Mayor, you'd probably be the best one to answer this. Last week in the paper, there was an article about the water district, and from what I read, the county legislators would be voting for, I'm not sure if they were voting to add Silver Creek to the mix. Do you know anything about the vote on the county level that would have been about the water district?
I'm not sure.
I could answer that, Mayor, if you'd like.
Sure.
The mayor's asked me to attend the North County Water District meetings, to be in the audience for behalf of the city. I've been doing that. And at the last meeting, there was enough money, if the county reapportions things a little bit, to link the Dunkirk water system to the Silver Creek water system. So that's a good thing for Dunkirk. Unfortunately, Erie County Water Authority had a few hiccups with their system, and it made Silver Creek kind of nervous, so they found the money. So they're going through the process to approve that. So we're going to be linked in both directions fairly soon.
My question is, why was it the county legislators that voted on that? Why wouldn't it have been the municipalities that were all involved with the water district itself?
The financing is going through the county, and the county attorneys are doing all of it. It's really, it's a county district.
So the cost to do this work is going to be shared amongst everybody that's already in the district?
It certainly, none of the costs will be the city of Dunkirk. I can't tell you exactly where the costs will come from, but I can tell you they're not coming from the city of Dunkirk.
The city of Dunkirk is not a member of that board, so we're the
Right.
suppliers.
Right. I read the article twice, and there was just some information that seemed to have not been added, and it kind of made it seem like we were also a part of what was going on. So I know it wasn't something that we had discussed or that I knew about. So does that change anything going into the, because they still have a contract with Erie County Water?
Right, it has a termination date, and I think I think Silver Creek would like to have some options when they get closer to that date.
Absolutely. I understand that. I was just curious about shared amounts now going forward. I mean, where we got all these years, it was finally at a place where we all agreed to move forward with sharing costs, so that throwing another municipality in the mix is obviously going to change that?
Not for the city of Dunkirk.
Okay.
We would be the supplier of water. We would end up with more customers.
Yes. Okay. If you have anything further on that, Randy, when you go to those meetings, if you could let us know, that'd be great.
Sure.
And that's all I have. Unfinished business, pre-filed resolution number 75.
Resolution authorizing lease agreement for an office copier in the Public Works Department.
Any discussion? Go ahead.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto? Aye. Councilmember Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilmember Chikala?
Aye, carried. Number 76.
Resolution authorizing budget line modifications for fiscal year 2017.
Any discussion?
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilmember Chikala?
Aye. Number 77.
Resolution authorizing transfers to close certain capital projects and related budget line modifications for fiscal year 2017.
Any discussion?
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilmember Chikala?
Aye.
Resolution consenting to appointment of Director of Public Works.
Any discussion?
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilmember Chikala?
Aye.
Resolution authorizing project and construction contract documents for West Culvert, Howard Avenue culvert replacement.
Any discussion?
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilmember Chikala?
Aye.
Resolution for revision for title insurance purposes, ratification of sale of city-owned real property, Paper Street, to Pier LLC.
Any discussion?
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilmember Chikala?
Aye.
Resolution authorizing city to relinquish any claim of right and to quit claim transfer the paper street west of 468 Lakeshore Drive East to Erie Land Development LLC.
Any discussion?
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Shikawa.
Aye.
Resolution authorizing contracts for information technology equipment upgrades and service agreements, DFT Communications.
Any discussion? I'd just like to say thank you to Clerk Ramos for all of his hard work, as well as Lillian and whoever helped out with that. I know you guys worked on that for a while, and thank you for your time. Sergeant Manzella. Go ahead.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Shikawa.
Aye. New business, we do have a walk-in resolution.
Adopting post-issuance of tax-exempt bonds, tax compliance procedures.
Mark, if you could explain this to us for the public's sake again?
Sure. Just briefly, it formally states the regulations we need to follow according to New York State as far as any money that is bonded on behalf of the city. The procedures are exactly the same that we have followed and continue to follow over the years. It's just now a formal statement that that is what we are complying with.
Thank you. Any questions?
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Shikawa.
Aye. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
First by
Second.
Councilman Gonzalez, second by Councilman Williams.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Shikawa.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. That's your new name.